Is this for Ascent Studio? Is Ascent? Okay. Is it on? Okay, so I can hold the two together. I've forgotten that your topic. This guy can crack somebody's head. When I give you the topic, I say, ah. So, hello everyone. Welcome. It's nice to have you here. You are at Nexus of Nature, and what we are about is just that I'm not seeing the same population of Agbalumo going to the market anymore. And they said, oh, sadly, many are cutting down the trees for furniture, and the villagers are earning peanuts. I look at it and like, to them, that money is big money. But you can imagine a Agbalumo tree that takes about, is it 10 years or how many years for it to fruit and fruit properly? So we want to be the voice. And as I tell people, this moment, these 3 days here, is now becoming a movement. When I said it, on the first day, a few people got up and said, let's start a group. So we've opened a Telegram group, and this is going to outlive me by His grace, because it's not about me as an individual, it's about what we can all collectively achieve. We can't all sit down and think somebody else is going to come and do something magical for us. Each and every one of us must play our own part and play our own role. After 12 years of running Okpe farms, I just told myself I can do more. So you're welcome. And the session this morning is about the market voices driving the future of organic food. What are they saying, and what do they want? Well, there is no other person than Mr. Abatude Olarewaju, who is an agric extensionist. And let me quickly add the fact that he's been a farm consultant for the past 7 years. What you see is what you get. This guy doesn't spare anyone. So you might hear things today that will shake the table, but it's fine. You take it in your stride and know that he means well. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma. I do appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. Today we'll talk about the market voices shaping the. Oh, sorry. I want to click this so that I can move my hand better. So we're talking about the market voices moving the organic, what they are saying, and what they are saying, and what you need to learn some of the opportunity in the sector. What do they want? What they are saying. Uh, I hope I'm fine. Okay. So this morning I have a presentation, so I'll be reading it and also be explaining some concepts. Can I stand? I need to sit down. Okay, camera. Let me sit down. Okay. One thing we need to understand is that.
Sorry, we're streaming live.
So one thing we need to understand now is that organic is life. Organic is the future. Many a times, some years ago, people will ask you, how sustainable is organic? Can organic feed the world? I think the question has changed right now. Nobody asks that question again because we have seen the potential of what organic agriculture can actually do. In my snapshot, I want to talk about what is the market size of organic in the world. Let's start with Africa. Currently, as of 2025, the Africa organic food market is valued at $12.09 billion. $12.09 billion. That is the market value of organic food in Africa alone. Whereas in Europe, it's valued at $57.4 billion. In just Europe, you can see Africa is actually larger than Europe by approximately about 2.5. Yes, in Europe, it's you could see the value 57.4 billion, and Africa is still roughly $12 billion. And in the US market, organic is actually valued at $70 billion. And one thing that we need to understand is that demand and trade policy are the drivers of organic production. So in this continent like Europe, you see that they already have sustainable plan. They have their sustainable strategy of 10, 20 years. So they have policy driving sustainability. And agriculture, organic agriculture is one of the means to actually drive sustainability in their continent. In US also, there are demand for it. Yes, there is increasing population and also increased demand for food, but many people are actually looking at, okay, I want healthy food. I want healthy food. Those are the market voices. We'll talk briefly about them in the next few slides. That what they want, this is what we want. And because of these two factors, the demand for it and also the policy framework that has been developed, those are the two key things that are driving the organic production. And because there is demand for it, there is a demand for it, therefore it creates a big opportunity for suppliers. So, and these are the thing. And the key region, we talk about the North America, Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific. Those are the region where you see now organic is becoming more popular because of the need for it. And who are the market voices? We talk about uh, the the snapshot of how does organic agriculture looks in terms of value. So who are these market voices? The first are the consumers. Now, and who are these consumers? They are the health conscious shoppers, the Gen Z, the millennials, and our parents. So these are the people demanding for it. In Europe, for instance, you see when you want to buy a product, you see a Nutri-Score on it. You see a label, a private label on it. These consumers are health conscious. They want to know where is their food coming from, what is the ingredient used in producing their food. They want to know whether it is certified. They don't want, you are not there, the producers are not there. Those labels are the ones that shows that this food has gone through verification or certification process, and this is the produce I'm ready to buy for. So these are the voices that demand for it. The second voice are the retailers. The retailer understood the demand of the market. They understood the demand of the Gen Z. They understood the demands of the health conscious people. So they are also developing, spaces for organic products. You see, these are only for organic products. You see, they are also developing conferences for only organic foods. Balfac is the biggest or the largest organic trade show in the world. You see, every year you see over 3,000, exhibitors with only organic certified produce to showcase. Then you see a lot of buyers there, demanding for it, business transaction, sealing, contract sealed and the likes. So these are the people that actually demand, they are the voices of the future, the producers. And because there is a demand, we are seeing more producers wanting to become organic. In Nigeria, for instance, we have our own association. We just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we launched our label, which is for Nigeria markets, the PGS and the SAS, which is that follows the organic principles. And this because we now have farmers that wants to produce organically. And so these are the market voices. And the last ones are the influencers and the regulatory bodies. We have advocates of organic agriculture. Ms. Shoemimo here, she's one of the advocates of organic agriculture. You could see some 2 days ago, the first day, people demanded why Nexus of Nature. Nexus of Nature is a movement. We started a movement a few days ago, and this movement is to advocate for organic agriculture, is to help farmers, help policymakers, help consumers to understand organic farming, organic produce. And these are the voices that are actually driving the organic agriculture. And this market voices, what segment are they? As I mentioned, the core buyers actually value health, their health. They value taste and also food safety and animal welfare. These are the core buyers of organic produce. They just don't want to eat any food, because there are different studies that have shown that when organic food are well produced, that understood, they don't want it, because they want their food produced in their natural state, using natural ingredients in producing it. They want traceability should be standardized. Traceability is all about tracing where the product comes from and where it's going to. It's a two system, and this is what they want. And lastly, mandatory logo on prepared goods, and that's when I talk about labels. That these labels are what they are looking out for. And from all this, what I've said so far, this product came from this. This is the location where it is produced. That is an opportunity for us. We are looking for tech products that can develop traceability, where we can use to generate QR code, mainly for organic produce. And it's just not the normal QR code, specialized for organic foods. The second one is affordable organics, private label and discount retailers offering organic lines. And that is one of the things I mentioned with Nuan. And that's what Nuan is also providing with the new label, the PGS and the SARS. That when we know these labels, when we go to supermarkets and see products with this label, we know this has passed through the verification process. So this is organic and it is cheap. Yeah, it's not that expensive. Some people feel that organic product needs to be expensive. No, it should be affordable. And that is what these are the opportunities that is in organic produce. Urban farming and local sourcing. We are looking for more aggregators that their focus is only on organic produce. And that is an opportunity for us. Where is the journey to regenerative agriculture? Without the organic, we can't achieve regenerative agriculture. Everyone is talking about preserving the environment. We've seen regenerative agriculture as the destination, but organic is the pathway to regenerative agriculture. And these are the opportunities for us. So I want to mention one case study. It's a case study of the sustainability and packaging threats, a case study of European markets. European market, as we mentioned that about $52 billion is the value as at 2024 value of organic food in Europe. So how have they been able to achieve that? 85% of buyers pay more for sustainable goods. 85% of buyers for organic produce are willing to pay more because they understood the importance of organic food in Europe. 82% of the buyers want eco-friendly packaging. So they don't want, even when it is organic, they don't want it to be, the packaging should not be something that will even introduce more carbon to the environment. They want eco-friendly packaging materials. They don't want plastic packaging material. And this is one thing that they have advocated for. And that is why the market is becoming bigger and bigger. And, producers, aggregators, manufacturers are looking at how to make most of their products, everything from the product itself to the packaging and the supply chain, be sustainable. And this is what they are looking for. And because of the EU Green Deals, there's a regulation called the EU Duty Target Packaging Waste. They don't want a packaging waste that is increasing carbon in their emission. They want an eco-friendly. And the Gen Z shoppers expect minimal waste, which favors minimal and reusable packaging materials. And also, average consumer willing to pay 10% more for organic. And this is they can pay 10% more. For instance, if a product is the conventional is 1,000 naira, it simply means that they are ready to pay 1,100 naira for organic food. So this is their own story, and this is what they really want, and that is why those are their voices as consumer, and these are the voices of the consumers, and the retailers, which is the supply chain, understood this and is supplying it, and that is the reason why you've seen that organic food is becoming mainstream in Europe and other parts of the world. But there is one key problem of organic food. So there are pain points of the market voices. One of these is price premium limiting access. There are some organic food that they can't still afford because of the prices are becoming higher. You know, inflation is happening, prices are becoming increasing. So these are main uh, challenges. But these challenges is because most producers are not willing to scale, especially in Nigeria. You see an organic farm producing only 10 hectares. You ask them, why can't you scale to 100 hectares? They will give you the challenges and major challenges. For instance, for ginger, to produce organically ginger, you need to fight weed. And for you to fight weed, you need something to suppress weed. And the only way to suppress weed is using plastic mulching. And plastic mulching is not sustainable, but it's expensive because it's imported, it's not produced locally. So for you to fight with, you need more laborers. And right now, we're having issue with labor. In the south region, the southern region, we get labor from Cotonou, Benin. But because of the inflation and also the exchange rate issue, laborers are not coming again because CFA is now higher than Naira. So if you are paying them 50,000 Naira, it is like roughly 18,000 CFA. And in Togo, their minimum wage is 55,000 CFA. So it simply means that if you want to pay them 55,000 CFA, their minimum wage there, you are paying them about roughly 130,000 Naira per month. And how many organic farm can afford that? Having like 10 workers on your farm, and you want to break even at the end of the year. So these are the challenges why prices are going up, and that is a pain point for us, not only in Europe but also real in Nigeria. In Europe, they are giving subsidies. Their government is giving subsidies, but in Nigeria, the pain point is that no subsidy for us because the government is it. They said they are interested, but we are not seeing the work or their investment in organic agriculture. Another one is greenwashing and unclear labeling. This is a challenge, and that was the reason why Nuan actually launched a private label. A lot of people greenwash, so they make you that they are sustainable, they are not emitting, but in the real sense they are actually not sustainable because they are emitting more to the environment. So, and greenwash and unclear labels. So we need clear labels, and that is one of the things that Anua Nigeria has supply chain challenges and consumer confusion about certification. You see, there are different certification for organic. Then you ask yourself, which one should I even buy? Is it EU? Is it NOP? Is it EcoCert? Is it this? So, but with Nuan trying to standardize organic food in Nigeria, we've already develop or improve on our standard, and also launch our private label, which anyone that wants to buy can recognize. And what is my recommendation as I round off is that all stakeholders are expected to engage with market signals and unlock trade potential through organic integrity. Buyers want certified, traceable, sustainable, and value-added organic products. So we need to bring organic product closer to consumers. And that is one key thing that we need to do. How closer to consumers, so that consumer don't ask, where can I buy it? It becomes mainstream in any supermarket in Lagos, in other parts of Nigeria. So we want to mainstream it. The second recommendation that we need to organize our producer well, certify and upgrade quality. Organic product does not mean that the product quality will be poor. Organic product does not mean that the product packaging will be bad. Organic product simply means the product is certified, it is upgraded, and the packaging material is what? Is sustainable. We need more policymaker investments to support the shift. And the reality is that It has been budgeted or you know forecasted by 2029 the organic market in Nigeria will reach about 19.8 billion dollar. When you look for these statistics for Nigeria, you hardly find Nigeria there. You find other countries that are leading in organic food in Africa, but Nigeria is not even in the first 10. So it's about 19.8, roughly 20 billion by 2029. And EU targets that is that they want to expand their organic farm land by 25% by 2030. So organic food is at cultural crossroads shaped by vocal stakeholders like me and you. And we need to listen closely to the markets because the priorities of the markets is saying that they need more trust in our system, when they need more accessibility to our products, ethics and innovations. As farmers, producer, we must advocacy groups that authentically or genuinely respond to the voices of the market will define the future of food. No, as we have come together today and our movement, the Nexus of Nature, advocating for organic food, we need to have this understanding that we need to push, we need to respond to the demand, the market demand. We need to listen to the market voice because our work will determine or will shape the future of food in our country and in our continent. Thank you. Do you have any question? Do you have any question?
You need this. They're streaming.
Okay, I'll just hold it. All right, so thank you for that informative session, and it's very important that we are having this conversation. My contribution would be in a country like Nigeria where we have a lot of porosity in terms of what people are producing, whose responsibility would it be to ensure that when a product is termed or tagged certified organic, it is actually certified organic? I know for other aspects of food, we have organic Nigeria. So where is the place of organic Nigeria? So where is the place of, for instance, the government in all of this, and which body should actually be responsible?
All right, thank you so much. First of all, the there's no organic policy that I'm aware of in the country. It's still a work in progress. It is with this kind of policies that you can now have organizations, or you have regulators, yes, that are responsible or mandated for this. But as it is now, there are movements like ours, that's no one, that are working at different levels to ensure that that policy is set, which will now provide some kind of framework that will birth the regulation. You understand? But in still while still having this conversation, we are in talks with Son, to really, that's SON, to make them understand what the principles are, and also how to begin to work towards setting up those standards, at least basic standards that can be guided, that can be used as a guide. But for us as an association, we've gone actually miles ahead, um, to put in place, as a private organization, to put in place some within our rights, let me put it that way, to put in place some regulatory framework. We are a member of IFOAM, that's one of the global movement for organic agriculture. So we have templates, we have guidelines which we have arranged in our own local context to come up with a guide that will kind of like, give some yes to what we are doing and give meaning to it. As you mentioned, well, in fact, I even have the book you're here with me. We had our technical workshop and the organic fair AGM about 3 days ago. I'm looking very tired because we've actually been working. Yes. Uh, for those, and we launched our label. That label is actually supposed to be a guide. So I wouldn't say we are entirely, a regulatory body, but then we have some kind of measures that we have put in place to guide our members, to also guide the public on, certification, what it looks like, what the process looks like. And within our own context, we can certify farms that are under our own umbrella, that okay, well, this they have gone through this process. You understand? So I would not say entirely that in terms of government regulation that we are there yet, but we are pushing policies. We are working with them to ensure that okay, they have, a policy in place. As I speak with you, we have a an organic policy currently under review. It's been going on for some time, back and forth about policies, but this is our own responsibility as a movement to ensure that we're also pushing information, that we guide the government in coming up with a blueprint that can work for everyone. All right, thank you.
That was
Thank you so much, Mr. Said. I think he has said a lot about it. SON, because I'm actually part of the member that is actually working with SOM. So we are trying to provide technical support, that is Standard Organization of Nigeria, to develop a regulatory framework of what is actually organic and what is the process like, and who should be able to claim organic and who should not claim organic. That is from the government perspective. I don't know how soon it will be, it will be implemented. But for us as a private organization, we are doing something, and that is we also have our own standard that we created, and we launched our label. And Nexus of Nature too is one of the movements that want to advocate, because our label
unified for both beauty, or it's just going to be purely agriculture, because their framework is slightly different from the conversation I had with them. So I just wanted to confirm if it's going to just be agriculture and food, while beauty has another like organic certifications. Thank you.
All right. We often forget that majority of what you have as this raw material for the cosmetics is actually agric.
Absolutely.
Yes. So within the standards, it's actually even as I speak under review. There are going to be components that will speak to the raw materials, that are used for cosmetics. What makes your final product organic, apart from the process, is the raw material. So a certain percentage of it must be organic if you want to claim organic food. So from that perspective, that is where this standard will cover such. Going deeper into processing, that may be another conversation for another time. But as regards a certain percentage of your raw material that is actually entrenched in the standards.
So the question now would be, what percentage are you looking at? You are not particular about percentage, you're particular about the farm as a whole.
So to make it organic, I think maybe you will have to answer that. We have different departments.
Okay, in our standard currently, we do not cover processed products. Our standard in Nigeria only covered for production. But it's one of the things that have been raised, and we were saying that okay, let's look into it. But for NOP EU, they already have the standard that cover processed products. NOP EU, they actually accept between 70%. Yes, most of your raw material, at least 70% must be organically sourced, while other could be conventional for you to claim organic. But for NOP, for you to claim 100, there is between organic and 100% organic from the perspective of NOP. That's the US organic standard. But for EU, is organic. So they don't have 100%. But for NOP, they have 100% and organic. and they also have another one. Don't mind them. So for you to say 100% organic, it must be 100% organic. But if you are a processing company, I think it's 70%. Between 70% must be sourced organically, while the 30% could be conventional. Then you could claim organic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly add to what he just said about cosmetics and skincare. In 2017, I attended the World Organic Conference in India. There were about maybe 1,800 exhibitors of organic products from all over the world. There were only two companies that could claim organic skincare. And if you notice, even all over the world, before you will find a product, skincare, or I mean any of these beauty products that will say organic, it will be something. I visited the two of them because I was curious. In fact, you know how they write the whole list. So when I saw body care or hair, beauty, and something, I was curious because I knew that we didn't recognize such in Nigeria. One of them, hair dye, hair dye, and it was from some particular leaves, and the leaves were from a farm that was organic. The second one, I have forgotten what it was. Maybe something like beeswax, lip gloss, or something like that. Which is possible because if the if the apiary is certified organic, then the beeswax from there can claim it. So I now said, this thing is really tough. And I remembered when I went for my skincare training in the UK, the guy who trained us told us that with skincare, you need to be absolutely careful because he said, as far as he's concerned, once even 10% of what you are producing is not organic, he said, don't call it. And that was, yes, that was why he encouraged me then when I was looking for a name. He said, just name your product. I use Xyros Naturals. He said, yes, use Xyros Naturals. Because in the UK, they would give you that, oh, okay, it's natural you're using, not organic. But at the minute you start using organic, they can pick you up and start delving into it. Oh, what makes it organic and all of that. Then the only other person I've met who is on organic from Nigeria, we were together at the WTO in Switzerland 2 years ago, and it was shea butter. So it's only her plain shea butter that she uses organic for. So I'm suspecting that those of us in skincare and all should not bother as long as we know that our products are natural, that all the inputs that were put in are not the ones that if anybody took it to a laboratory, we would fail. So that's just what I wanted to add for the skincare. Now, the question I want to ask him is that I was I was opportuned or well, maybe privileged to be sponsored to the BioFac 2 years ago. It had always been my dream. I mean, I'm like, how come a whole conference dedicated to organic food? I'm telling you, if you ever attend a biofac, you'll be humbled. And you will then realize that we're not doing enough in Nigeria. They have a section, apart from the section for those who brought certified, and then even the certification, you will see some, they have up to 6. Yes. And most of the visitors, the first thing they look out for are your certificates. So most of the exhibitors, right at the entrance of their, you'll have seen all the certificates. In fact, there was a particular company, they put theirs at the back. The man, when he asked and they showed him at the back, the man walked through, went to the back to go and look at them. You know how it is. Now, one thing I noticed from them, which I want to ask you, and which maybe we can also start thinking about. At BioFac, they have a section for upcoming. Yes. So those products, I don't know if they are already certified or they are about to be certified. But I'm telling you, where these people are is about maybe half of this particular hall that we're in. So they were telling us that these are over 1,000 products that are also waiting to come into the organic market, and that we should not be surprised if we see them the year he went, this year, you went this year. So I think with that kind of drive, there's likely to be a I want to belong. I mean, you see probably about 5,000 certified organic products. Then you come and see another 1,000 or 1,000 plus waiting to come into the market. And then we were still fighting here over, you know. I took time to go round. I was really impressed.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much, ma. This year I also attended Baufac and actually visited more than 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 for the days from Monday, Tuesday. Every day I go to different all. It's about 10 different. It's big, massive, like on one acre or so. Yes, that's what only exhibition. Now, one thing I realized is that there's a transition period. Those that you saw, they are in the process of transiting. So transition simply means that yeah, they were not organic before. They were not organic. They've used prohibited substances, but the transition period is within 3 years, where they transit from conventional to organic. So during that period, you can't sell your product as organic, but you are transiting, which they could accept you as upcoming. And that's what they happened. I think we have such uh, such system in place in our local organic, because we realize that yes, we people cannot comply 100% in their first year. So it's a progress. In your first year, what you are expected to comply with is actually different. Every year because it needs to be advanced. So it simply means there is progress. And that is why it was put in the report. Areas of improvement. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So every year we know better, every year we improve our system. And maybe the next 10 years, it becomes new things are coming up, and also we also and also update our own standard. Like for instance, maybe body products are sectors that say no, we too want. We could also develop something that the consumers will also accept. We could say, okay, let it be 50%. Consumers now say, no, we don't want 50, we want 70. Maybe a year comes and they say, no, we want 100%. So we also could also look into it and see, okay, what is the demand for food and products? Thank you.
Again, the question I expect to follow is how will customers now recognize someone that is in conversion, that is in this stage, that stage, within the organic standards and labeling that we are building. We have color recognition. So for someone that is in a particular stage, they can claim organic, but then within our database that we are building, it is easy for them to be verified, and the stage that they are in ascertained. So again, with the label, it's possible to also have that in place. It's something that we're also thinking of. To be able to have an organic food system, we have to be thinking of having critical mass. We want to, it's not a battle for me, it's not a battle of um organic versus the others. It's okay, how do we also bring people that are in the conventional space back to organic space, giving them the sense of belonging, the value, and then also, sense of responsibility as well while being profitable. So we also have created that transition in such a way that even the customers can recognize it, because the end game is actually for the customers to be able to verify that, okay, yes, this is what I'm consuming and this is the information that I have about what I am consuming. All right, thank you.
My own last question to the two of you. We know, can you do a projection of a time when consumers in Nigeria will comfortably say, ah, organic food is everywhere? Let me start with you. A projection.
To be able to do that, we need to have a baseline. A baseline, yes. um, well, I'll say this from the perspective of what I understand about the market, and maybe one or two information that I have. Um, well, starting with Lagos and the strides that we are making in Lagos, I think within 10 years or so, we would have made remarkable efforts in letting the consumers know that there's this option available and creating that ecosystem where the supply side, the demand side, there's some kind of closure between the two. So using that to project, Lagos is fast paced. Uh, to project into other areas of Nigeria, I would say give and take maybe roughly 15 years. Could be less than that. Could be less than that. Lagos is fast paced, and at the rate at which you are going, I think just a rough estimate from my own side. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe I'm not too optimistic. In the next 10 years, I'm only seeing 0.5% of the population. 0.5% of the population. As you know, as I said when I started the presentation, is that two things drive organic food: policy and also customers' demand. Currently in Nigeria, we do not have a strong policy that is supporting organic food. That is all. Any policy creating more awareness. The ones that we have right now has been from individual like Noan or Okpe Farm and other stakeholders that are driving it. So based on Nexus of Nature, I'm seeing more from us and Noan working together to drive that. In the next 10 years, I'm not seeing more than 0.5% of Nigeria actually accepting organic food. Yes, set of sustainability, maybe they could use organic as a driver to sustainability. May that might actually be the distortion that might increase from 0.5% to something else. But right now, uh, I do not see more than 0.5% in the next 10 years. Thank you. You see more than 0.5%. I'm so optimistic. You get it. Let me give you.
Okay, because for consumers to drive this, consumers need to be economically empowered. And if you compare the economic trajectory with the ability to afford organic, I know we've said that, oh, organic should not be expensive, but the reality is it is still more expensive than conventional food. So if you look at the economic projection versus what the consumer can afford, I don't see 0.5%, because now people are looking for, they ordinarily majority of what we earn in Nigeria is spent on food, household food. So people just want to eat, and they want to eat food. They want to minimize how much they are spending on, because it's already a lot. So the luxury of going to organic food, we have to come with a better economic trajectory, which I'm not seeing. So everything is interconnected. I mean, if our GDP increases and maybe household income increases, maybe we can see more people go for organic. But in a case where you see conventional food is cheaper, or organic food not as cheap, you want to go for conventional food. So everything is related somehow, somehow. Everything is related.
My own energy is high. I'm actually, I think things can get better. You have mentioned something about consumers also driving this. He has mentioned correctly that the pockets, is a major deciding factor. But sometimes when you think deep about the health consequences, sometimes that can also change your perception. I tell you, people, there are some people that have certain ailments now that if they continue eating what they eat, surely there are going to be complications, and they have been advised to take foods that is organic. I think the thing will now be okay for us to begin to sit down, look at policy, very important, that will drive the production of this organic food down. What makes organic expensive? Um, Not in the Nigerian case, abroad sometimes is the cost of certification and all of those things, but I don't think we have that right now in the local market. So at least from what no one is doing, it's not expensive at all. But then the other drivers that make the production high is the cost of input and especially cost of labor. So if there are ways that we can, address those issues and also do these critical mass things where we have a lot of people making, producing, there's a possibility of even the um, the organic prices matching closely with the conventional production as well. I don't see that happening again in the immediate, but then it could be something that can drive all of these gaps closer. In reality, cost of cost of organic production in the long term is actually less when compared to the conventional farming practices. So yes, you are right. There's a lot of indices that is attached, but I'm still very hopeful. Maybe not.
Are getting more aware. Okay, a lot of people are getting more aware, and then there are also a lot of diseases that is forcing people